Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a Western Electric Princess telephone. These are really cool telephones, and Kathleen with a K sent this in from California. And so anyway, she's got a letter here in her note, and it says, please examine for us. There is definitely a problem with the receptor for the handset cord. I think there was a problem with the microphone in the handset. We'd like to have this phone functioning again, and I don't blame her. We have her personal information here covered up because it has their phone number on it, and so we're going to go through this telephone. This is the initial checkout and repair video of this telephone. Now, this is the older style Princess. It works off a transformer, the light does. And so we're going to go through a couple things here, and then we're going to take a break from the video and start repairing this telephone. There's a few issues here with this telephone. The first one being that the modular port for the handset cord is broke. And over time what happens is these are getting hard to find, and they're getting some age on them, and they get real brittle, and they'll just sit there and break. And probably what happened here was someone replaced this handset cord. And in this handset cord, probably maybe somebody moved it around a lot or whatever to try to get a better connection, and it finally just broke because the plug is so brittle. And that's would be what I'm assuming, because this handset cord is only 2-conductor. So you could have tried to use this forever and it would have never worked right. This telephone needs a 4-conductor handset cord, and this is only a 2-conductor. So right off the bat, the handset cord is the wrong one. So we need to get rid of that. Then we need to repair the modular port here. But we have another issue. This is a transformer, and it's actually I believe it's a Western Electric. Let me look here. I'm not seeing the Western, well, okay. It's actual Western Electric transformer. The problem with this transformer is that it has its modular line cord that plugs into it that feeds the telephone power and lights the light. The issue is where are you supposed to get your telephone line from? So in a sense what they wanted you to do is hardwire the phone to a jack, use this transformer in the modular port, because there's only a 2-conductor port here, and there's no way to get your telephone line into this point through the cord and then back to your telephone here in the modular plug port. So what happens is, and this port would supply a telephone line. It has your voltage in it and your telephone line conductor, so there's 4 conductors in there. So if you plug this in, and we'll show you, and the light did not work when we first got the telephone in, and I kind of went through it and did some initial checks. So we kind of got that all working. Just to show you here on the video, well, now your light works. And that's in the light night light mode, and then when we hang up we can switch a switch back here. Now the telephone light will go out. Okay, so that all works great, but now what are you going to do, because we don't expect Kathleen to hardwire this telephone in by today's standards. So what are we going to do now? We've used our port and it's full and you can't get a telephone line into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to redesign. We're going to use this as the telephone line to feed the telephone a dial tone. And coming off of this transformer, we're going to change the line, and we'll come off of it with a plug, like you were plugging in a telephone or an answering machine, and we'll install a little electrical plug here that will feed our light bulb for the telephone from the transformer, and we're going to get away from that situation. So there's no need for this. By today's standards, this just gets in our way. It's just useless at this point. So we're going to use a transformer, but we're not going to feed it through the modular port. There's no sense in that, because then you end up taking all your space for your modular port and you can't get a telephone line into it. So by today's standards, it's kind of useless in that fact. But we're going to take a short break from the video, and we're going to get this telephone straightened out for Kathleen with a K. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're finished up with the telephone. Quite a bit went on since we took a break from the video, and we're going to walk through some things here. The handset cord, which was the wrong conductors in this cord, there's only 2 conductors in this cord, and Kathleen needed 4. So we're going to remove that. We don't need that any longer. We also reinstalled an original modular port for the handset cord. Kathleen's was broke, and so we're going to get rid of that. We don't need that any longer. And then, like we had talked about earlier, the modular port adapter that accepted the line cord that was on the transformer only has 2 conductors inside. So in a sense, what that was doing was only allowing voltage to go to the phone through the modular port plug, what would be really for the line cord, and so there was no real way to utilize this, so it was useless by today's standards. They're, in a sense, wanted you to hardwire the telephone to a jack and then use the transformer for the light that's in the phone through this modular port adapter, and it just serves no purpose for what we needed it for. So that was changed, and now we have a modular power plug, and we'll show you that in a second, attached to the power transformer. So we're going to move that out of the way. We don't need that any longer. And we're going to spin the phone around here, and I'll show you what we have now. Now we can simply plug in and unplug our power adapter right here through the back of the phone. And you could go either way. Or you can spin it around and go that way, depending on which way your cord's going to go. And then our line cord that we would plug into the telephone line is right here now. So everything's been taken care of, and that problem has been solved now. So we'll go ahead and turn the phone around. Now there's 2 settings on this telephone, and we'll go through that for the night light and the light for the phone. We're going to go ahead and plug the transformer in. Now what we want to do is go ahead and do some checks on the telephone. I'll go ahead and ring it. Let that go a couple times. I'll give that one more ring. Give you some dial tone. Now what we're going to do is, if you watch the analyzer, we're going to walk through our numbers here. in at 2. And then what I want to do is transmit into the handset. So if you watch this red light here on the analyzer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hello, hello. That's 100%. Every time you see this light, that's an indication of 100% transmit or modulation on transmit. So we know that the telephone is in working condition. And now what we want to do is we want to move the telephone line over to a regular line. And we want to make a couple of calls. I'll call it time and temp. I want to give you some dial tone here.
Good afternoon. 2 Ford stores, 1 great company, Offenburg Ford. A short drive to great value. Today is Sunday, June 3rd. The time is 3:40. Current temperature 101 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast. Mostly cloudy tonight, 50% chance of a shower and a thunderstorm, below in the mid-60s. Monday, partly sunny, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 80s.
Okay. So now what we can do is I can call my number and it'll be busy. Give you some dial tone. We'll call one other number. We don't need anything from there. Give you some dial tone.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay, so now that we know that the telephone is in working condition, we're going to take a look at, we want to unplug this. We want to take a look at the light situation. So we'll pull the cover off. Now there's 2 settings on these telephones. When you go to hang the telephone up, the light will go off. So it's just being used as a light at this point. And then you have another setting in the back at this switch, and we'll switch the switch. The light will be on when your receiver is off the hook, but when you hang up, it acts as a night light. Now, right now it's daytime, but at night in a room where it's dark, you're going to be able to see the keypad. And so you could actually walk up to the telephone and know exactly where it's at and make your call. Because the light actually just dims, but it's still enough to light the keypad, so it's used as a night light in this function. Or you can simply unplug your transformer altogether now, or plug it back in. So Kathleen is all straightened out now, and we can get this telephone back to Kathleen, and she can start enjoying it. It's just a really cool Princess Western Electric telephone, and it just needed a little going through and getting everything straightened out, and some reconversion of her power cord, and it all worked out. She's got a really nice telephone here, and these are very sought after. We get a lot of calls about Princess telephones and all kinds of different Western Electric telephones. People really like them, they want to save them, and they want to use them. So they're just a great telephone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Kathleen's telephone from California. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.